Hey everyone, welcome to Sketch a Day. I'm Spencer, where every day I give you something new and hopefully interesting about sketching and drawing. But first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, watching this video, however you found it. I'm just always blown away by the support and interest in what I'm doing, so thank you very much. I just want to give a shout out to all my fans who've followed me on Instagram. That's another place where you can find me at sketchaday.com. In addition to that, be sure to sign up for my newsletter. If you go to sketchaday.com/newsletter or just go to the website, you'll see a link there. Why would you do that? Well, this is a way for me to connect more directly with you and give you exclusive tips, demos, discounts, that kind of thing. So I'm trying to build that up right now. So if you could do me a favor, go there, sign up. You won't regret it. Also, if you do sign up, you'll get this free downloadable guide. It's a PDF, and it'll give you some tips about drawing, things that I've learned over the years, as well as a quick demo on how to sketch and render a chair. A little bit different than the video that you may have seen here on the YouTube channel. While you're at it as well, be sure to subscribe, turn on alerts for my YouTube channel. So today, I'm going to be covering something that a few of you have asked about, which is perspective as it relates to drawing spaces. So we're going to be looking at how to draw something like a room in one-point perspective. I'll also be putting out another video about two-point perspective, so watch out for that, and possibly three. But for now, we're just going to keep it simple and focus on two-point perspective. So with that, let's get started. So with one-point perspective, the gist of it is typically we have something like so, and this is going to be your horizon line. And for our purposes today, we're not going to be doing measured perspective. We're going to be kind of estimating, but I do want to cover some principles here. So I'm just going to put a point here in the middle. This is going to be my vanishing point, okay? Now I get to decide how big this room is, where it's positioned, and so forth. But the key thing is that any line I draw that is receding is going to converge at this vanishing point. So I can start by drawing essentially a frame here on my paper. And this frame is representing kind of the window or the opening for the room. Now, if I connect the corners of this shape, like so, to the four corner, or to the vanishing point rather, with these lines, and you'll notice, like I said, there's a convergence happening. Now we start to create the effect or perception that this is a space that recedes. Now, you might be thinking, hey, I've kind of seen this before, rather. Sometimes if you're walking down a city street or even your neighborhood street, you might notice that things tend to get smaller as they're further away. And as you're standing right in the middle of that road, you're kind of getting this sensation or this feeling that I've created here. You can also get the same feeling when you stand in a room. So now, since I'm the creator, I get to decide how deep this room is. And I'm just going to pick a point, and I've drawn a vertical line, like so, and a horizontal line. Now, immediately I can tell something's off, and that's okay. It's likely that I haven't drawn my shape here correctly, but we can fix that since we're just estimating. So this will be the back of the room, like so. And essentially I now have walls. So let's say, for example, this was something like a living room. Well, I might have a rug in this room. And just as a check, again, I can connect these vanishing point lines, like so. And let's put some fringe on the rug, right there, like so. And again, if this is a living room, I probably have, like a coffee table or something, so I can draw some vertical and horizontal lines. The other thing I want you to know is, since this is one point perspective, all my vertical and horizontal lines are going to be orthogonal to each other, or at 90 degrees. And connecting my lines like so, and toward the back, I now have the wireframe for this coffee table. Now, one-point perspective oftentimes can feel very static, so I'm actually taking some liberties in how I sketch my lines, adding a little bit of a wiggle for example. It's something that architects, interior designers can do from time to time. So that's something I'm doing here. Let's say we had a room connected to this. Well, I need a door. Okay, so now I can draw a line, approximate the height that I think the door should be, and then project down like so. As far as widths go, that's something, again, I'm just going to estimate here and not really get into the mechanics of that. But perhaps in a future video I can go over measured one-point perspective and what that means. So there's my door, and let's say I want a light on top. I'm just going to sketch a square and an ellipse like so, like so. And maybe there's some decorative thing on this light like so. And maybe we have some kind of seating, right? This is a living room, so I can, again, use my perspective lines here as a guide and sketch even some furniture in the room like so. Now, this isn't something I would consider to be a finished or final sketch, but rather, hopefully you can see the process here. If I were to then take this and I wanted to create an underlay, or an overlay rather, and clean this up, it'd be fairly easy to do that. Let's put a nice picture on the wall here. Do my little gut check lines again. Sometimes I go a little crazy. Alright, so a little picture frame. Like so. Just kind of put something in there to show that it's a picture on the wall. And maybe we have a nice television set here, as well as some piece of maybe furniture for our entertainment center. Okay, so just like that, pretty simple. Well, I can do this again. I can do it with other things, right? So let's say we had two rooms connected to each other, maybe one in front, one in back, maybe a little offset. How would we do that? Horizon line, vanishing point, like so. I'm just gonna project out. So this is gonna be my first room, which is gonna be a little bit behind. And let's say we have a little bit of an offset here, like so. Now, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here, but this may start to seem a little messy, but that's okay. I'm just gonna draw back like so. Now, here I have this point of intersection. That's gonna be my first point where these two rooms are connected. Okay, and hopefully you can see this. Now, just to keep this a little simple, I'm going to draw some thickness to the wall. If I draw an X in my box, that's going to tell me where the center of this room is, right? And I could do the same on the other if I wanted to find the center of that other room. But hopefully you can already see, if I just make these lines a little bit bolder, okay, and I could even draw, if I wanted to, another box like so. And where these connect, right, I've now got another room as we move back. But here, if I just draw down and then over, I've now given this room essentially some thickness to the wall. Okay, just like so. And if I wanted to, I could even show perhaps some thickness on this other room, like so. And hopefully you can see here, as I project over and down, I now have kind of this hallway, if you will, going back here. Maybe a little hard to see just because of the proximity of these two together, but that's how you can kind of stack boxes or cubes and start to create spaces and rooms as you go. And just like I did before, if you did want to show some sort of pathway, right, going to the right here, just drawing on this surface following my perspective lines. I'll shade this in so you can kind of see that now this essentially becomes a path to somewhere else. Okay? So that's basically how I leverage one-point perspective if I'm looking at sketching a space and I want to do so quickly. We sketched a quick living room. We looked at some stacked boxes and how we might lay that out. You could even do this with cylinders. So on my room here, if this was actually a square, for example, I could draw an ellipse on the top, an ellipse on the bottom, like so, and now I've got a cylindrical room, and I could intersect those ellipses or connect them somehow, and now I have connected cylinders in my one-point perspective. So it's a really powerful tool if you're going to be doing any kind of interior space. And as I always say, when in doubt, rough it out, and you can always do an overlay and clean that up when you're ready. Well, thanks for joining me on Sketch-A-Day today. I really had fun doing this, and I kind of had to go deep back to my fundamental drawing classes to remember some of this stuff, but it is something that I do when I have interior design projects that I work on for clients. And hopefully this comes in handy and answers some of those questions for you. If you have any more questions though, feel free to leave a comment below or hit me up, send me an email, spencer@sketchaday.com. I typically hang out on Instagram though, so if you want to find me, connect, chat, go to @sketchaday.com, send me a DM, message, whatever, or comment on one of my posts. Again, subscribe to my newsletter and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on alerts, and even better yet, if you like this, tell a friend. I'm really trying to grow this. This is what I'm doing full time now, so I appreciate all the help, the love, the support, and your interest, frankly. So thank you for taking the time, and we'll see you next time right here on Sketch-A-Day.